What's going on, my trainer club? Today we are going to talk about how to time up Adventure Sync to your advantage to utilize for the best amount of Stardust and for you to be able to decide when you hatch your eggs, which is very valuable. So welcome to the trainer club. Here we go. Welcome back, everybody. Let me know in the comments below, how intrigued are you about this topic? What if you could decide when your Adventure Sync flushes through all of your kilometers to hatch you eggs exactly when you want to hatch them? That's what we're going to be talking about today. And before we get started, I just want to give a big shout out to Yan, downtown Chicago, absolutely amazing person, great friend of mine, came up with this theory and the ability to help this happen in Pokemon Go so that you guys can have the best experience in hatching your eggs in a timely fashion when you want, which is going to come up huge for the community days and other events that are very timely, purpose-driven times where you actually need to hatch your eggs, like right now, right? So I'm going to give you that strategy to make sure that you guys know exactly how to do this, exactly what you need, and exactly how to time your eggs perfectly every single time by using Adventure Sync to your ultimate advantage. So the number one thing before I get started is you guys must know that low power mode in the iPhone specifically, I'm not sure exactly about the Androids, but I'm sure it's the same, will kill your phone's ability to utilize Pokemon Go in the background to sync up with your Adventure Sync, right? Because it's putting it in low power mode, so it's taking away a lot of those other things that are going to help, especially the features that work with Adventure Sync, right? Because we want to have this. So I'm opening my game right now, and notice when I go in, I do not have Adventure Sync turned on, number one. And number two, I don't have any eggs that are incubating, right? So I'm going to go ahead and put an incubating egg on, and then we're gonna get into the theory here, right? So here's the theory. You have to turn Adventure Sync on, right? And then turn it off. Once you turn it off, you're gonna force close your app. Then you are basically going to walk for a decent amount of distance, right? So if you're running a gotcha or a plus or something in the background, this is not gonna work. But if you're really trying to time this up for like community days and you want all your eggs to hatch right off the bat, this is gonna be an amazing strategy for you because like I said before, I think it's amazing that we time up the XP of our friendship bonuses right when the event starts. So you only have to use one lucky egg and you can turn like 500,000 or 1,000,000 XP and you can rank up different friendships and then you can move on, right? I think that's amazing. But in this event particularly, since we need or want these 7-kilometer eggs, in return, we're gonna have to trigger all the eggs to hatch, and we wanna do that in a timely fashion instead of trying to sync it up, right? And that's what I originally had told you guys. Sync it up, have them ready, and then start walking and hatch them, where there's nothing wrong with doing that. But what if we could just trigger it and flush it all at the same time? And that's what Yan has theorized and come up with, which is amazing for us, right? And then you're basically gonna walk, you can shake your phone, as you've seen in some of the other YouTubers do, or you can basically just keep on walking with your phone in your pocket, right? It has to be on you, so the gyroscope is basically recognizing that you are moving. And then you're thinking, Adventure Sync's off, how is this going to work, right? So accumulation in your phone's background is happening right now. When you are walking, once you tell your phone, hey, I want Adventure Sync to turn on, and if you kind of know how much mileage or how many steps you've done, and you can kind of time this up, if you do it a decent amount, it's going to flush a lot. So let's say you're at 1.5 kilometers out of 2.3 on a 7K in a super incubator, and you're like, I just want these to hatch as soon as I basically want, right? So what you're gonna do is you're gonna basically walk. Then you're gonna open the game. First thing you're gonna do if you want these Stardust bonus is you're going to put a star piece on. Then you're gonna go into your game. You're then gonna turn Adventure Sync on and wait a few moments. Once this happens, all of the egg distance will then flush through from all of these steps that you have been accumulating while Adventure Sync is off, and you will hatch all of your eggs virtually immediately, which is going to help you guys out. So if you notice, like I said, my game was closed. Now, I'm going to turn Adventure Sync on after walking a little bit, and it's going to flush the distance into my egg. Granted, I did not time this perfectly with hatching all my eggs, but if I did so, it would have worked, right? However, I just wanted to show this demonstration for you guys so that you guys understand this concept. So let's review it one more time. You have your game open. I would say put Adventure Sync on, play a little bit just to make sure if you haven't used Adventure Sync on before. Then you're gonna turn Adventure Sync off. You're gonna close out your app completely. You have to basically double tap and minimize it so that it is not running in the background. Then you are gonna go and walk around normally. Like I said, if you're running a gotcha or a plus, now would not be the time to do so. I'm not saying to do this all the time, but for specific events when we really wanna time this, I think this is gonna be amazing. So then you're gonna walk normally with your phone in your pocket or in your hand, anything that's giving the phone movement. So you're gonna get all this movement in, and then once you feel comfortable that you've walked enough, you're gonna go back into Pokemon Go. But now here's the amazing part. since the adventure sync is not already turned on, we can then decide that we want a star piece, that we then want to then decide exactly when we want to hatch it, right? So if you can time it up and you're like, okay, I want to hatch them all at 10:59, 10:58, I throw a star piece on, I go ahead and I turn my adventure sync on after doing all this activity, and then boom, the egg distance is gonna go straight into there, and then you're gonna be able to hatch those eggs. Are you guys ready for the advanced strategy? Here it goes. So, you close your app, right, and you walk a bunch, right? And you are close to hatching your eggs. So this is gonna be crazy because you're gonna be able to hatch 2 batches of eggs on 1 star piece, which is virtually unheard of. Yan Yan is an absolute genius for this. So here you go. You walk a ton of kilometers, right? You need to walk over 2.3 kilometers on your adventure sync with it turned off. Then what you're gonna do is you're gonna go into your game and you're going to walk your current eggs until they're about to hatch. You put your star piece on, you then hatch the eggs. Once you hatch the eggs, what you're gonna have to do is then go and keep the adventure sync off. You're gonna go and open more gifts, right? Once you open all the gifts, you have all of your eggs incubated. This probably will only work if you're doing 2-kilometer eggs or it's the type of an event like this. You then go ahead and incubate all of those 9 eggs. You then go ahead into the settings and you turn adventure sync on. It will then rack up all of those miles that you walked when your game was closed, and then you're gonna hatch a second batch of eggs, or at least get close to hatching that. So you can do 2 batches of eggs on 1 star piece. Try it out, let me know how it works for you. So, let me know in the comments below, what do you guys think of this? I think it's extremely cool, extremely efficient for us to check this out, especially when you are trying to time it up like this for the community today with your friendship bonuses right off the bat, so that you guys can go ahead and flush all the eggs. You then pop your gifts, right, with the lucky eggs for your friend bonuses. And while you're doing so, all in the very beginning of the event, so you don't have to try to think about it later, because once the event starts, that's why we have the timer set up. We just want to basically be playing as much as we possibly can, using the star pieces and remembering to catch as many shinies and get as much stardust and catches as we possibly can in the process, right? Like, that's the #1 goal. We don't want to have to worry about, okay, when do I open this person's friend gift? Like, do I do it at 11:30? Do I do it at 12? Like, that's the last thing I want you guys to be worrying about. I want you to be worrying about the stardust, the shinies, and having as much present fun on community day, because like a lot of people mentioned, it's community hours. We only have 3 hours to be able to do so. So this could work absolutely marvelous in any type of circumstance, right? So just me sitting here and walking up and down this path right by this water here, I was able to get 0.3 kilometers on my egg distance, and that was literally in a couple minutes. So barely doing anything. As soon as I flushed it in, then I got the 0.3 kilometers. It said I walked to candy, right? So this is gonna be absolutely amazing for timing up everything that we need to in Pokemon Go, right? This is going to be a absolute game changer. Yan Yan, you are an absolute genius, man, for letting this type of work come through to the game, because your phone will track everything that you're doing, right? So when you're walking, when you have your phone in your pocket, or if you're jogging and you have your phone, the key is your phone has to be on you and it has to be moving. Sometimes people do the phone shake. I'm not a big fan of that, just because I like to be out and exploring, right? Like, it's an outdoor game. So sure, if I need to kind of like throw a little bit of additional kilometers on, I will do that. However, I am here to play Pokemon Go, right? So the goal is to basically play Pokemon Go. So if I'm playing, I'm going to be outside. I'm going to have my phone on me. The one thing that we will have to subtract from is not running the gacha or the plus in the background, because you're trying to accumulate all of these. And it's really good to help you sync up when you want to put the star piece on to hatch all your eggs. That is so, so good. It just works out so perfectly, because you don't have to worry about like, oh man, if I open my game right now, will I get adventure sync? Will I be able to get a star piece on? Because remember, the eggs can sometimes hatch in the background before you even get the animation. And if you then go and put the star piece on when you looked in your bag and you're like, oh look, all my eggs are about to hatch, because I see them all in my bag, right? Because that happens. You go into the items, you put the star piece on, they already hatched, so it will not accumulate. Similar to like the eggs when you're doing your friendship bonuses, you can time that up where you can go into your bag real quick. When somebody popped it, pop an egg, and then you'll get the XP. It does not work the same for the stardust. Once they hatch, you have all these stardust immediately from all of them. It does not wait until the push notification comes through. It is exactly when you hatch. So that's why this is absolutely amazing for everything that's coming through, because we are able to time it up, put the star pieces on, and we're able to do that. So thank you guys again. I really appreciate Yan Yan. This is amazing. Use this to your best advantage. It's going to help you out on events when you want to time it up with star pieces, not waste on the stardust, not miss out on the stardust. This is the new best way to time up adventure sync to your advantage to utilize for the best amount of stardust in Pokemon Go. I appreciate you guys for tuning in. Thank you so much to Yan Yan for bringing this to my attention. I super appreciate you, man. And thank you for everybody that likes, comments, subscribes, and shares my videos. It really helps us grow. And I appreciate all you guys. I can't wait to see all you guys out there that are gonna be at Montreal and at future Go Fest. And of course, all my Patreon members for taking their subscriptions to the next level. I will see you guys out on that next video. Peace. I just want to take a moment and sincerely thank all of my Patreon members, everybody that has taken their subscription to the next level and chosen to support me on this platform. I greatly appreciate you guys. As a growing channel and really trying to grow and improve as much as I possibly can, I really appreciate the extra support. You guys mean the absolute world to me. I cannot wait to connect with you soon, and I appreciate you guys all for being a part of the Trainer Club. I will see you guys out on the next video.